Bronco fans and football fans everywhere. Welcome to Broncos Breakdown on the MHRT network, as well as my channel on YouTube and my channel on Twitter. Broncos Breakdown on both. Thank you guys so much. Thanks MHRT for introducing or bringing this in. Really do appreciate it. Guys, so many different ways you can watch these different shows. And it really is exciting to have this next step in the Broncos Breakdown shows on Friday. Guys, so many different topics to go into, so many different directions. There's just not a whole lot of Broncos stuff, but I'm bringing stuff in that is relative to the Broncos, as well as other topics along the NFL/sports segment. Do have a couple of Jackass of the Week back to back. And, that's one of the things that still just boggles my mind, why people do things when they have all the means and the finances and everything else not to do it. I just don't get it. Hey, Graham, batting leadoff here in the chat, chimes in. Graham says, hey, Bronco Bill. I say, hey, Graham, thanks for chiming in here on a Friday. Really do appreciate it. Thanks so much. By the way, we're in now April. Can you believe that, guys? We're already into April. Man, time flies. We're right around the corner from the draft. I got some ideas about that tonight. So please feel free to chime in, make your comments. Really do appreciate it. We'll just talk about it. Unfortunately, I can't hear what you're saying. I can read it, but we can still have a well done dialogue. How about that? Graham also says, what do you want the new uniforms to look like? Oh, boy. I didn't even bring in the uniform topic tonight because I knew that I could talk an hour on that, just because Graham, now that you brought it up, that's really good. I'm going to start that show off with that. So I could get off my chest. I really wanted to bring it in. Thanks for go ahead and pumping that proverbial what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of like poking the bear. So let's start out with that. So Graham, let me ask you this: what do you want the uniforms to look like? I'll tell you what I want it to look like. I want it to look like it does now. Why change? And I've said this many times, why change something that has worked? And I've heard so many people tell me over and over and over, uniforms don't win Super Bowls. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is uniforms do have a positive/negative effect on certain people. I personally would not want to wear a uniform that was, I don't know, pink. I wouldn't want to wear a pink uniform. I wouldn't want to wear a powder blue uniform, if you get my drift. No, not the Avalanche one. That's totally different. I'm talking NFL. And I just wouldn't want it. I like the dark Bronco jerseys. I like the stripes. I like the logo. I like the way it looks. Don't mess with it. And they're messing with it. That's the problem I have, Graham. That's the problem I have. Go back and look at, and I mentioned this last Friday. In my show. No NFL team that has orange as an alternate jersey / home jersey has ever won a Super Bowl. Ever. Nope. Denver never won one when they wore orange or had orange as their home jersey in the game. Never won. Cincinnati Bengals? Nope. Miami Dolphins? Nope. Can't say Cleveland Browns because they've never been there. Chicago Bears, when they won it in 85, they didn't wear orange. No team has ever won a Super Bowl wearing orange jerseys. Go back and look, guys. Go back and look. I'm telling you the truth. You know me on this show. I don't make things up. I'm telling you the truth. I'm not saying that they don't have alternate jerseys. I'm saying they've never worn those jerseys in a Super Bowl game and won. Yes, Denver won Super Bowl 32 and 33, and they had orange, not predominantly, maybe not even alternate, but they had an alternate in Super Bowl 50. but they didn't wear the orange in the Super Bowl 50. That's what I'm trying to say, guys. It's what they were wearing at the time they played the game. If they wore white, that's fine. If they wore dark blue, in the case of the Broncos, that's fine. They've never won with the orange jersey. That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying. So why change? Why change? So to answer your question, Graham, in a big roundabout way, no, I don't want change. I know it's coming. I'm not in favor of it, but we'll see what happens. I'm telling you right now, mark my words. Everybody out there listening, mark my words. If the Denver Broncos go back to the Super Bowl at any point in time and they wear an orange jersey, just saying. Just saying. That's just my opinion, guys. Just my opinion. But it's ironic that you go back and look in time at all of the different jerseys that were worn in those Super Bowls. None of the winning team's jerseys were orange. Just saying. All right. Graham says he's a psychic. Okay, what are you looking for, Graham? He says, I kind of like the idea of mountains on the sleeve. That would be cool. That would be cool. And somebody had a drawing or a sketch or something where it looked like white helmets with the Broncos logo. I got one right here. So you got the white helmet. Let's say this is a white helmet, and you got this logo right here. Not the blue around it, but the white logo right here. You don't think that's going to get lost in a white helmet? Of course it will. So my thought is, why not stick to the dark blue helmet? Stick to the dark blue helmet the way it is now. Don't change that. I understand that they're keeping the logo the way it is. I'm just not in favor of just changing the stripes, putting it straight down the leg. Okay, that's fine and dandy. And they go, well, we're modernizing we're making it more modern, our uniforms. No, you're not. You're going back. I mentioned this last Friday, and I can't keep going back down that. But I mentioned this on my show last Friday, Graham. And basically what I was saying is people say, well, we're moving forward. We're getting more modern. But no, you're not. You go back and look at uniforms the Broncos had before, and they have the same kind of stripes that they're talking about now. Okay, the logo's the same. Colors are darker than they were, back in the, powder blue. The Broncos, thank goodness they got rid of those. And if they wanted to incorporate a stripe of a powder blue down the side of the darker blue, okay, that's fine. Just don't make the helmet that, and don't make the uniform that. All I'm saying. All right, Graham, let's get into the actual show. But thanks for bringing that up, because I did have it in my topics earlier in the week. I took it out because I talked extensively about it last week. But Graham, thanks for bringing it back up in case those out there who don't know about it, the show last week. Now you can see how I feel about the new uniforms, which, again, are going to be released April 22nd. I'm not sure what time. Obviously, it's going to be Mountain Time. But that's when they're going to release the new uniforms. And again, the home main uniform is going to be orange, which is not what I want. But anyways, I move on. I gotta get past this one. All right. John Gruden is back at coaching. Where is he back at coaching? Well, he wanted to be the offensive coordinator for the New Orleans Saints. Could he possibly be going to the Saints? No. He's not even in the NFL. He's not even in the United States. Here is where John Gruden's going. John Gruden, two-time NFL head coach, is off to Italy? That's right. The former Monday Night Football lead analyst will serve as an advisor to the Milano Seaman of the European League of Football. Gruden was hoping to get back into coaching in the NFL, but that didn't happen. So it's off to Italy. He simply wants to coach and has found a place to do so. It's just not in the NFL. Well, you know what? I wish John Gruden all the best. I know he may have got a bum rap, so to speak, with the emails that went back decades. And I understand when you say something in the past, it may come back. But guess what? Each and every one of them, each and every one of us should be fired if we've ever said or done anything in the past. I have a problem with that. I really do have a problem with going back decades. There should be a law or something that says statute of limitations. You have that for certain things I don't know, DUI. Not that I've had one, thank goodness, because I haven't. DUI or what's another one? I don't know, credit card. Signing off, something like, I don't know, things like that. There are statute of limitations, which means that when they get to a certain point, they cannot bring that up anymore. Well, that's what should take place here, because people change, people get older, people realize they made stupid mistakes. They shouldn't have said this, they shouldn't have done that, they shouldn't have gone here, they shouldn't have gone there, wherever it is. And that's the part that bothers me. I wish John Gruden all the best. I mean, the guy, say what you want about him, but I mean, he was a pretty dang good head coach. And I just think that, in my opinion, he got a bum deal because it should have been statutes of limitations. That's all I'm saying. But had it continued on and stuff like that, well, maybe that's something I amiss to. But excuse me, whatever it is, I wish him all the best over in Italy. Hey, at least you'll have a whole lot of Italian food, man. That pasta, the breads. My wife made ravioli last night, man. It was so good. I had garlic bread, man. It was fantastic. So tonight she's making me tacos. They got the best of both. All right, let me go on. Radar Zach, batting second in the chat. He said, "What's up, guys?" I said, "Radar, what's up, man? Welcome to the chat. Really do welcome each and every one of you guys, man. Always do appreciate it. Very, very much so." All right. There are some former Broncos that I'm going to name the ones that are familiar that are now on the newly formed, I should say, United Football League. And that was, they took the USFL and the XFL, I believe, and put them together and came up with this league. Here are a few of the former Broncos that are now playing in the UFL, right? The familiar names of the Denver Broncos playing in the newly formed league is as follows. Let's see. Marquette King was a punter. Broncos had him. Colby Wadman, he was a field goal kicker. And Taylor Russolino, I think he was tight end offense. And the most notable name playing in the UFL is a former Denver Bronco Super Bowl champion. Oh, I know some of you guys might have thought it was, I don't know, Justin Simmons. No, he's not going to UFL. No way, shape, or form. Guess who is? Cody Latimer, the receiver who caught Peyton Manning's last 2-point conversion. I believe, what game was that? Cody Latimer. Was that the New England game? Is that the Super Bowl? Against Carolina. I think it was the Super Bowl. If I'm not mistaken, it was the Super Bowl. When the Broncos beat the Carolina Panthers. Cody Latimer has a Denver Bronco Super Bowl 50 ring. Championship ring. He is now in the UFL. How sad is that? Man, I love Cody Latimer. I really did. I thought the guy played with heart. I thought he played with passion. It's just a shame how these people can just fall off the radar. It's just, I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Cody Latimer I loved him. Absolutely loved the guy. Thought he was great, like I mentioned. Thought he was great. Oh, Graham corrects me. I stand corrected. Graham says Russolino was also a kicker. Okay. Thank you so much for correcting that, Graham. Really do appreciate it. Hey, I'm not perfect, guys. If you see something that I'm saying or you don't think is right, hey, chime in on the chat. I'm not gonna not bring it up. Of course I'll bring it up, because when I'm wrong, I want to be right. I start off the show by saying brought to you with emotion, passion, and honesty. And that's what I try and do, is always be forthright and honest. All right, Graham's going to break it down. Graham says King was a punter, Wadman was a punter, Russolino was a kicker, and of course we know that Latimer was a wide receiver. Okay, thanks again, Graham. Thanks again for pointing that out. Really do appreciate it. Thanks so much. Okay, speaking of people not on the Broncos, how about talking about a person the Broncos did sign? The Denver Broncos have signed free agent guard Calvin. This guy's last name is crazy. Calvin Throckmorton. I think that, or Throckmorton? Throck. Yeah, Throckmorton to a one-year deal. Throckmorton is a former Carolina Panther. However, the amount of the contract was not made available at the time of this show. Throckmorton will most likely be a backup interior offensive lineman with a very competitive offensive line people to the Denver Broncos have to go through to solidify who they want on the offensive line. Now, Throckmorton was on the Carolina Panthers, but he was on their practice squad. He was then elevated, I believe it was last year or the year before, elevated to the starting position, and he played the entire 17-game season for the Carolina Panthers at guard. So he is knowledgeable of playing at that NFL elite level, not just on the practice squad, but on the actual team. And so he has some experience. Is he going to just come into Denver and make his presence felt? Well, that would be fantastic if he could. But the bottom line is Sean Payton's going to go with what Sean Payton feels best. And you cannot have on any team, I don't care what team it is. It could be basketball, baseball, football, hockey, whatever. Bowling league, doesn't matter. If you're on a team, it isn't just all about you. It has to be a fit. It has to be chemistry. It has to be camaraderie. It has to be you knowing what the other person's going to do in certain situations. It's just like a job. Well, sporting, being a professional athlete is a job. Well, it's just like any other job. You have to know that your coworker is going to have your back, or you're going to have his or hers or whatever situation. So I'm glad we signed him. That means we have depth. So should something catastrophic, heaven forbid, again, happen to one of our linemen, well, he can step in and be that reserve lineman. That's important. That's what we have to have. We have to have a very solid offensive line. We don't know who our quarterback is yet, and boy, am I going to get into that. But we don't know. We have no idea. Is it Stidham? Is it somebody else out there in the draft? Is it somebody we haven't, even thought of bringing in as a bridge, which we already have in Stidham, and I mentioned that last week as well. So, it's a whole lot of different parameters that Broncos have to look at, but you cannot emphasize the importance of depth. That is absolutely critical, especially on the offensive line. All right. Graham says, isn't Wade Phillips in the new league as well? Yes, he is. Yes, he is. In fact, I believe he just got his first win last week. Is he on Birmingham? Why is Birmingham Stallions in my head? I have no idea, but I'm not sure. But I know he got his first win. It was on it was on a fake punt, if I'm not mistaken, a fake punt, and the guy throws a 60-yard touchdown passing catch and goes in for the winning touchdown. It was crazy. It was great. I didn't watch the game. I saw the highlights. It was pretty crazy. Let's see. Says, bro, Dingo, welcome to the chat. He says, bro, there's nobody in your stream. It's the first time tonight. First time going live with my own channel, Broncos Breakdown on YouTube. There's also Broncos Breakdown on MHRT Network. But if you just go to YouTube and type in Broncos Breakdown, look for the symbol up here in the right-hand corner of the screen that you're looking at. Look for that symbol and you'll see it. But I don't know if it's not coming up. Hey Dingo, is it coming up live? If it's coming up live, that's great. It just means that people just don't know about it yet. So hopefully that can spread. You guys do me a favor, hit the thumbs up. Really do appreciate it. That helps out. Lets other people know you like it as well. So I really do appreciate it. Let's see. Graham says the Broncos keep talking about the potential of bringing in someone else in free agency, but who's even out there at this point? Well, there are a couple of quarterbacks that are out there. I don't really want them because they're bridge quarterbacks. I'm not looking for that. I'm not looking for somebody to bridge in a year. I mean, if we have Stidham, that's a bridge. So let's just, in my opinion, let's roll with that. Let's go with a draft pick and let them sit behind Stidham and learn from how Sean Payton wants to do things, the offensive coordinator, how the whole system works, how to prepare for, a game situation, being able to read the defenses, all that. Let him learn all that. I'm not expecting big things, and I'll get into that one too. But I'm not expecting big things. So, what else can the Broncos do? Don't bring in a bridge quarterback. Stupid. What's that going to get you? Oh, we're going to go 8-9 again and not make the playoffs again. And then what? Go after a quarterback again when you're sitting in number 12 or 15 or 14 or 19? What's that going to get you? What is that going to get you? Let's go with Stidham. And I hate to say it, but because I'm not a guy that wants to lose games, but if we don't get our quarterback this year, do we throw up the tank word? Tank. Do we throw that up? I whispered it because I don't really want to say it. I'm not that kind of guy. I want to win every game. I don't care what the draft order is. I know a lot of people out there screaming, lose a game, we need a better draft. Hey, it's not about losing games. It's about winning games. And I know it's a fine line because if you're 8-9 like Denver was, you're sitting at 12. But if you're 5-12 like we were, when Hackett was head coach, well, then you get the number 4th or 5th pick. I mean, I see what people are saying. I just don't like to lose, period. I don't care what the circumstances are. I don't care what the benefits are. I'm not a person that likes to lose just for the sake of losing. I'm not that guy. I'm not a very strong competitor. Well, I can be competitive, but I'm not angry if I lose. It's like, yeah, okay, so I lost, big deal. But I don't try to lose. There's a big difference. I try to win, and if I lose, it's like, all right, so I lost. Big deal. Can't change it. It's done. Okay, move on. It's not life and death, guys. It's not. Okay? So, that's just me. I don't like to lose, period. All right. Graham says, he says on Twitch, congrats. Yes, I'm on, it's Twitch or Twitter? I think it's Twitter. I think I'm pretty much on Twitter. Okay, Twitter and my YouTube channel. All right. Big trade in the NFL. Big trade. And this is interesting because this was like a chess game. This is something, I look at this and went, whoa, dude, that's pretty freaking smart. Pretty freaking smart. Listen to this. The Buffalo Bills have traded Stephon Diggs to the Houston Texans for a draft pick compensation, per Adam Schefter. So this is legit. This was all planned and began with the Texans' trade with the Minnesota Vikings earlier this offseason. Why? What? How in heaven's name can trading with the Minnesota Vikings with the Houston Texans benefit Houston with the Buffalo Bills? Glad you asked. I'm going to answer that. Here it is. Per ESPN, the Texans initiated the Vikings trade because they needed a couple of draft picks, i.e., in other words, second and third round picks. Why? Because the Buffalo Bills, ignore that, guys. Don't worry about it. My wife will get that. Because the Buffalo Bills wanted a second round pick. The Buffalo Bills wanted a second round pick in any kind of trade they were making. That way, the Houston Texans, could send the Bills a second round and still keep their own second round pick they already had. That was how the Bills trade was finalized. Buffalo Bills won a second round pick. Well, Houston Texans had a second round pick, but they only had one. They didn't want to get rid of it. Okay. Houston didn't want to get rid of that second round pick. But if they could make a trade and get a second and a third or second and whatever, they were keying on that second round. And when the Vikings bit on that trade and said, yeah, we'll give you our second round pick and a third round. And the Vikings got who they wanted, and the Houston Texans got their draft pick that they wanted, so they in turn could then offer that along with other compensation to the Buffalo Bills for Stephon Diggs. Yeah, that same Stephon Diggs that caught the Minneapolis Miracle against the then Sean Payton-led New Orleans Saints in playoff time. In a playoff time that sealed the deal for the Vikings to win that game and beat the New Orleans Saints. Wow. Minnesota had Stephon Diggs. He goes to Buffalo. Houston works a chess match game brilliantly with the Vikings and the Buffalo Bills and got their wide receiver in Stephon Diggs to help out their quarterback, C.J. Stroud, as well as keeping their own second. Now, I'm not really in favor of other AFC teams doing fantastically because it just means that it hurts the Broncos in the long run. But oh my gosh, I have to tip my hat off to that one. I have to give a round of applause for Houston for pulling that one off. That was spectacular. That was classic. That was absolutely classic, in my opinion. That was just wish Denver could do something like that. But, when you get rid of your first, second, third, firstborn, your last born, you're in between whatever to, the Seattle Seahawks in order to get Russell Wilson, who then gets sent off to Pittsburgh and the Broncos to eat an $85 million salary cap hit. Yeah, well, not too smart. Not too smart. So you want to know how to make a fantastic trade? Look at Houston. You want to know how to not make a fantastic trade? Look at the Denver Broncos. Just saying, guys. I'm sorry to be harsh, but sometimes reality hurts. Sometimes reality hurts. All right. We are going to go to the first of two jackass of the week. All right. This is the first of two jackass of the week. This one, wow. I just don't understand people. I really don't. I'm serious. I don't understand people. Doesn't a light bulb go off in your head and somebody says, or light bulb and people go, hey, if I do this, it's not why am I doing it? Okay, people do things in a fit of anger. Why? Because they don't check themselves. They don't check themselves. All right, let me get into this. Cameron Sutton, former Detroit Lions cornerback, has turned himself in after a warrant for his arrest on a domestic violence case. Come on, man. Seriously? Domestic violence case. Obviously, it was against a female. Obviously, something bad happened. And wow, dude, am I getting hail now? Wow, it's pouring outside, guys. It's literally pouring. I don't think you can hear it unless it starts really hitting the window hard. But, man, it's coming down pretty good. Anyways, you don't you gotta check your anger. Okay, why do something that could hurt your career? And this has hurt his career. Let me go on. He has been running from the Florida police since March 7th. The police were called early March 7th at a house in Lutz, Florida, where Sutton allegedly battered a woman before fleeing the scene. Oh, good. Oh, good. Okay, so first off, you're going to injure this woman, and then you're going to leave, not knowing her condition, or maybe knowing her condition, but not caring, because you didn't care in the first place because you freaking hit her, or you choked her, you did whatever. What are these people thinking? You know, I mean, this guy is what, 25, 26 years old? You know, he's in the NFL, plays for the Detroit Lions. He's a cornerback. You know, he's making lots of money, and he goes and throws everything away. Or did he? Let me go on. Sutton's attorney released a statement. This is a crazy, crazy statement from Cameron Sutton through his attorney. This is crazy. Hang on. Here it is. Sutton's attorney released a statement saying, and I quote, both Mr. Sutton and the mother of his children, not one, obviously more than one, request privacy, in this matter, as they view this as a family matter and wish to resolve it as a family, end quote. Are you freaking kidding me? Really? Hang on a second. Let me rewind. Let me back up here. So Cameron Sutton allegedly battered this woman, the mother of his not one, but more than one child. He leaves the scene, flees the scene, and now through his attorney, they're saying, we want to work this out as a family. This is a criminal act. This is a criminal incident. This is a felony. You can't do this. You cannot just purposely go up and hit somebody and do whatever you did to this woman. You can't do that and then flee and then be on the run since March 7th, knowing full well you did something wrong. Seriously. And you think that's okay. Oh, well, we want privacy because we want to handle this as a family matter. Bull crap. You don't, no. You don't get away with that. I'm sorry, you don't get away with that. Let me continue. The Detroit Lions have officially released Sutton from their team. Good. They need to release him. This guy is an absolute thug. And I'm sorry if anybody out there gets offended, but it's the truth. You can't do this. And then to sit there and say that you want to handle it, please give us our privacy because we want to handle this as a family matter. That's usually what you say when somebody passes away. You usually say, hey, would you please, give us some privacy? We need to handle this as a family matter. You don't say that when there's a domestic violence incident. You don't do it. Seriously? How in heaven's name can you sit back and say, we're going to handle this as a family matter, family situation? It's not a family situation. It is a criminal situation. And I know sometimes it gets reduced to misdemeanor, which it never should. It's not a misdemeanor when you hit somebody, hurt somebody, strangle somebody, hold them against their will, whatever it is that is being charged with. It's not a family matter. A family matter is like a funeral or a wedding or something of that nature. That's a family matter. Working out bills, doing whatever. Not violence. Not what did I say it was? Not domestic violence. That is not a family situation. Yeah, it involves somebody within the family, but it's not a family situation. These people, I just freaking lose my mind on these people. I flat out don't get it. I just don't get it. All right. One more time. Let's go to the second jackass of the week. Okay. It goes from bizarre. Well, I mean, domestic violence isn't really bizarre. It happens a lot of times now, unfortunately. This one, it caught me a little bit off guard. This one definitely caught me a little bit off guard. All right, here it is. Last week, Chiefs wide receiver Rashee Rice and another person or persons were involved in a high-speed race that resulted in a traffic accident, injuring several innocent people. Rice and others then fled the scene. Here we go again, fleeing the scene. Well, Cameron Sutton fled the scene. Now you got Rashee Rice fleeing the scene of an accident. That is a felony where people are injured. What's he do? Get out of his car? Wait a minute. It wasn't even his car. He leased a car or rented it or whatever, a Lamborghini. Yeah, a Lamborghini. Those things ain't cheap. And then he goes out on a high-speed race. Another car. They didn't say what the other car was. They raced the other car. I saw a video. There was a video. I should have had it put up here. I should have had it in the segments to pull up. But it was a car trailing behind, and the Lamborghini comes in, cuts in like this, and hits a van, swerves and everything, crashes in the wall, the whole bit. Car's destroyed. It's a Lamborghini, guys. It's not a Volkswagen. It's not a what's the car I hate? Toyota Prius. Get behind a Prius. You might as well be pushing it, man. People, those things go so slow. Anyways, it was a Lamborghini, a very, very expensive vehicle. And it gets in a high-speed crash. And then he flees the scene with the others. Let me continue. Rice and others then fled the scene on foot. Rice has since complied with the police and still is responsible, especially if he was the only person allowed to operate the rented Lamborghini. Didn't say who was driving. It showed people getting out of the car. There's like 3 or 4 people getting out of that Lamborghini. It's like, okay, it might be a well-built car because it got in an accident and everybody survived. Nobody was critically injured in any of the 4 cars that were involved. That's beside the point. The point is, first and foremost, you rented and leased a Lamborghini. Now you're racing it on a freeway / highway road where this occurred. And now you flee the scene. You don't even see if anybody else is injured, if you can help somebody, all that. He apologizes. Oh, I apologize to those that are injured. Hey, moron. How about doing the right thing and not doing it in the first place? Why race? That's what they make freaking racetracks for. You got money? Go to a racetrack, take your rented Lamborghini and drive it around the racetrack and see how fast you can get that thing and see if you can beat somebody on the track. Oh, that's not nearly as fun because I'm not cutting in and out of cars and I'm not, trying to be Superman because you're not. You're stupid. You're not Superman. You're stupid, man. That's what you are. Bottom line, that's what you are. And for to do something that stupid and walk away from a scene of an accident, knowing that people may be injured, and it's okay. Oh, and now you come back and you're really willing to comply with the police. Why? Well, I tell you why you're willing to comply, because you know you're in hot water already and you don't want to make it worse, but you already did. You walked and fled the scene of an accident. That's a felony. You were speeding and racing. That's a felony. You caused an accident in a Lamborghini, no doubt. The one you're driving. And you think it's okay. You think it's okay. I hope the Chiefs do the right thing and freaking cut you. I hope they do. Let me continue. The people injured suffered minor injuries and were expected to be okay. However, there are still legal matters to be settled. Exactly. That's what I was talking about. The Chiefs haven't released an official statement, and neither has the NFL. Now, that surprises me. Why haven't they released a statement? I know they're trying to find all the evidence. I know they're trying to find this, that, and everything else and make sure they got all their T's crossed and their I's dotted. I get that. The thing that bothers me is when Cameron Sutton had his incident with his domestic violence, immediately the Detroit Lions just released him from the team. But the Chiefs are not releasing Rashee Rashee Rice, when he caused an accident, fled the scene of an accident, which is a felony. I don't understand the difference. Yes, domestic violence is a direct assault on another person. I understand that. I get that. But if you go back and listen to what the first jackass of the week that I said in Cameron Sutton and the fact that they want to work it out. This is a family matter. No, it's not. It's domestic violence. It's criminal. Same with this. And I hope the Kansas City Chiefs do the right thing and cut him. They haven't released a statement. Like I said, it's not, nothing's official from them yet. Nothing's official from the NFL. Man, oh man. I don't get it. I don't get these guys. But as long as they keep doing it, as long as they keep making stupid mistakes or stupid decisions, stupid choices, they're going to be on this show, Jackass of the Week. All right. Clayton Huron says, hey, guys. I say, hey, Clayton, what's up? Nice to have you in the chat, as always. He says, smash that like button and share, guys. Absolutely. I totally agree. Thanks so much. It really helps out. Clayton also says, man, I love all the moves we're making. Defensive help, offensive help, coaching on defense. Man, I can't wait. Now let's move up and get JJ. Let's get it. Denver Broncos for life, baby. I'm not sold, Clayton, on the fact that the Denver Broncos are going to be able to trade up that far up. The Chargers, I think, are sitting at 5. They're not going to want to trade for Denver, knowing full well that Denver wants to get a franchise quarterback. They're not going to help out Denver in any way, shape, or form. It's going to take a ton of resources for the Broncos to jump up to number 4 with the Arizona Cardinals. I don't see that either, because if any package moving up that far, in my opinion, it's going to cost Patrick Surtain II, and I do not want that any way, shape, or form. I talked about that on my show last Friday. I don't want to see Patrick Surtain in any trade package involving the Denver Broncos with any other team. Don't want to see it. I don't want it any way, shape, or form. Until I'm Bronco blue in the face, I don't want it. Okay? I mean, is that too much to ask? If you can't move up, you can't move up. If the other team doesn't want, your first, second, third, fourth, fifth born, whatever, okay, don't get rid of PS2. Whatever you do, don't do it. You already got rid of Cortland Sutton. Cortland Sutton. Wow, that may be true. You already got rid of Justin Simmons. That's the other half of the defense. Then you've got PS2. You don't get rid of your 2 solid cornerstones in the same year or at any time, in my opinion. I still want Justin Simmons back. I just don't think he'll come back. But, I don't want it. Don't want Patrick Surtain gone. Period. Have I made my point, guys? I hope so. Really don't want him gone. All right. Clayton Aron says, great way to top off for Friday night, Bill. Absolutely love it, man. Thank you so much. Really do appreciate it, Clayton. It's awesome that you give the thumbs up. Really, really do appreciate it. Thanks so much. Okay. Is Russell Wilson possibly on a revenge game? Or is the NFL wanting to see a potential Russell Wilson return to Denver in prime time? Here we go. When the Pittsburgh Steelers travel to Denver to play the Broncos this coming season, would the NFL schedule the game to be in prime time? Well, good question. They did it a couple years ago when Russell Wilson came from Seattle to Denver, and the very first game was Monday night. It was the Broncos at Seattle. Of course, Broncos laid an egg. That wasn't Justin. That wasn't Russell Wilson's fault. That was Nathaniel Hackett's fault. It was 4th and 5. And instead of putting the ball in Russell Wilson's hands to make something positive happen and get a first down, he elects to try and kick a 64-yard field goal, which never made it. And Denver lost. So does the NFL go down that road again? Does the NFL put the Broncos and the Steelers with Russell Wilson on the Steelers this time in prime time? I don't know. Let me continue. If that is the case, it could be the funniest thing ever. For one, it would give Russell Wilson another chance right out of the gate to defeat his former team at their own house, which he couldn't do against Seattle, which I mentioned. 2 years ago that occurred. Okay. So we shall see what the schedule makers come up with regarding that game. I personally don't think it's going to be the Monday night to start the season. Reason why I say that is because they did it 2 years ago. I don't think the NFL fans want to see that particularly. It may be a Sunday night game, week 2, week 3. It could be a Thursday night game, week 2 or week 3. Those are my choices. I really don't foresee them putting it on Monday night right out of the gate. I don't think that's going to bode well for the viewership. I really don't. Sad to say, because anytime the Broncos could be in prime time, I'm all for it. Absolutely all for it. I just don't see that happening. If it does, be great. But I'm looking more for, I don't know, the second week of the season, the third week of the season. Maybe that to happen, like I said, on a Thursday night, Sunday night, or Monday night. I would dare say if it happens in week 1, be more like a Sunday night. I don't think it'd be Monday, more like Sunday night. But I'm looking more towards the second or third week to either be on a Sunday or Thursday. I don't think they'll be Monday night. I could be wrong, but I just don't see it being on a Monday night, especially in week 1 like it was 2 years ago. All right. If you notice right below my name, right here, right below my name, it says Broncos not looking good in Vegas's eyes. What the heck does that mean? Well, look at the very top left, right up here. It says how many wins are predicted for the Denver Broncos in this 2024 season. Well, first and foremost, the Broncos haven't really solidified the quarterback situation. So Vegas isn't really putting a whole lot of odds in the positive direction of the Denver Broncos. But here's what DraftKings has put out in regards to the Denver Broncos schedule. But before I get to that, or not schedule, but wins. Before I get to that, let me read what Ryan Edwards put out on Twitter right before I came on the show. Here it is. It's interesting that we've had quarterback. This is per Ryan Edwards, all right? Per Ryan Edwards. It's interesting that we've had quarterback prospects come out and say that the Broncos have challenged them the most during the pre-draft process. Reminds me of how Sean Payton said at the NFL Combine that he thinks the Broncos are really good at scouting quarterbacks and are glad that a lot of other people aren't, end quote. Initially, when he said that, he sounded pretty arrogant to me, but I guess it's possible that the confidence he has in his process could at least lead to a less of a bust result. In other words, hitting it square in the head as far as selecting the next franchise quarterback of the Denver Broncos. The fact that this team hasn't, I'm going back to Ryan Edwards. The fact that this team hasn't added any quarterbacks and is clearly approaching the NFL draft with confidence, they expect to find their guy. If nothing else, this is very intriguing. That comes from Ryan Edwards. Now, I go to what DraftKings has said about the Broncos in the 2024 NFL season. Here it is. The Denver Broncos haven't done anything to get a proven quarterback in the offseason. Therefore, DraftKings has placed the Broncos win total at what? Those are Nathaniel Hackett numbers. DraftKings has placed the Denver Broncos win total at 5.5 wins. Are you kidding me? 5.5 wins? Wow. Okay. Only Carolina and the New England Patriots have a lower total, which is 4.5. So only Carolina and New England are below Denver in what DraftKings thinks and feels the Broncos are going to achieve this year in their win total. 5.5. Well, we all know you can't get a half a win because that's not even registered in a tie. Okay. So you can't get a half a win. But Vegas does that and other bookies do it because you either have to bet it's going to be under 5.5 or over 5.5. Do the Broncos get 5 wins only? Or are they going to get 6 wins? That's why they do that. They do that because that's how they make money. That's how they win bets. All right. Listen to the rest of the AFC West. As follows, the AFC West is this. Kansas City Chiefs, DraftKings has them at 11.5 wins. LA Chargers, 8.5 wins. Raiders, 6.5. And the Broncos, 5.5. So we're going back to last place. We were second. Were we second last year? I think we were second last year. Well, yeah, we were second last year at 8 and 9. All right. So DraftKings has us at 5.5 wins. And the reason why I brought in the Ryan Edwards is because apparently the Broncos are sitting pat at wanting to draft a quarterback, which basically tells me you're going to end up 5.5 wins or 5 wins or 6 wins. It's what you're going to end up at. Another freaking losing season. Another losing season. And that frustrates me big time because we're going backwards. We're not moving forward. We're moving backwards. And I know I've heard the saying, well, you have addition by subtraction. In other words, what that means is you get rid of dead weight so that you can move forward. Is that what the Broncos are doing? Getting rid of dead weight? Russell Wilson's dead weight. He got 8 wins last year. I know defense helped out. Well, guess what? It's a team sport. Of course they're going to help out, just like special teams helps out. Okay, it's a team sport. Offense, defense, special teams, everybody helps out. Everybody pitches in. It's a team win, okay? Not an offensive win, not a defensive win, not a special teams win. It's a team win. And Wilson, say what you want, Wilson orchestrated 7 of the 8 wins. The other one was Stidham, okay? So, yes, the Broncos got 8 wins. Now, if Stidham, well, he was 500 last year. He played 2 games, won 1, lost 1. Does that mean in a 17-game season, he's going to end up 8 and 9, 9 and 8? Okay, I don't know. But what I do know is if DraftKings has the Broncos at 5.5 wins for this upcoming season, it's going to be a long season, guys. It's going to be another bad season. Another bad season. And the Broncos have a tough schedule. There's no doubt about it. Absolutely have a tough schedule. I've mentioned that before, the teams we got to play. It's not going to be easy. Not going to be easy by any stretch of the imagination. And if the Broncos are able to win 5, it might be a miracle. Might absolutely be a miracle. But, man, I don't know. I don't know. I'm on the I can't say I'm on the fence because that just means I have no idea, no direction, no thought. I do have a thought. I'm not on the fence, and I don't want a bridge quarterback when we already have Stidham. My thought was this. Go into the draft, suck it up this year. They should have kept Russell Wilson for another year, drafted a quarterback, kept Stidham as a backup, brought in the draft pick, had him learn under a Russell Wilson, who is a seasoned quarterback. Say what you want about the last 2 years. That's all well and good. You can have your say. But he could at least learn as to what it takes to get prepared at the National Football League level. Can Stidham provide that? Sure. But Russell Wilson has won a Super Bowl. He's been to multiple Super Bowls. That's the difference. Stidham hasn't. That's the point I'm trying to make. They should have kept Russell Wilson 1 more year. Sean Payton, suck it up. Just, swallow your freaking stupid ass pride and work the situation to the best of the Broncos organization. In my opinion, this hasn't been done. And now we're taking a step backwards, and DraftKings is proving that by saying the Broncos were only going to win 5.5 games this year, 5.5. Let's see what happens. I'm going to mark that down. I'm going to set this article aside. I'm going to mark it down when it comes to how the Broncos do this year, and I'm going to see if they were accurate. And if they were that dead on accurate, that is pretty freaking sad when it comes to the Denver Broncos and the rebuilding. Yes, rebuilding for 25, 26, or maybe in 2027. Who knows how long this is going to take, because they've pretty much ripped this thing apart. Sad to say, some left as free agents and went to other teams. Some had opportunities. Some were cut unjustly, like Justin Simmons. And it just absolutely blows me away that you bring in a guy like a Sean Payton and he just totally destroys the team from top to bottom. And it's ugly. I don't like it. And when DraftKings came out with that, I said, you know what? We're not moving forward. We're moving backward, because Nathaniel Hackett as head coach only won 5 games 2 years ago. Then last year we won 8 games, and now we're going back to 5. That to me is not progress. That is regress, and big time regression. Okay. All right, guys. That takes us to the very last topic of the show. It's not football related. It is sports related. It's not football related, but it is Colorado related big time. But before I get to that, it came across my phone earlier that the Colorado Rockies had their home opener today at Coors Field in downtown Denver. They led 6-2 in the 9th inning and then gave up 5 runs, trailed 7-6, bottom of the 9th inning. And the Rockies did wait a minute. Rockies did what they normally don't do. That's right. They did what they normally don't do. They won the game on a single. Nope. Walk-off grand slam home run. Walk-off grand slam home run. Congratulations to the Colorado Rockies winning their home opener in front of 48,000 and something, I believe I saw. And the Rockies won the game against the Tampa Bay Rays on a walk-off grand slam. If you haven't seen it, guys, go to YouTube, check it out. Wherever you get your video, sports clips, things like that, go back and watch it. It's fantastic. It's electric. It really is electric. It's awesome. Congratulations to the Colorado Rockies winning their home opener over the Tampa Bay Rays on a walk-off grand slam homer. All right, guys. Last topic of the show tonight. Thanks once again for each and every one of you for being in the chat and for also watching across the different platforms. Once again, really do appreciate MHRT Network for including my YouTube channel as well as my my Twitter channel. I know it's X, but I'll call it Twitter anyways, for being simulcast on the live shows on Friday starting tonight, 5 p.m. Really do appreciate it. All right. I'm wearing the Colorado Avalanche hat. I got the Avalanche banner right back here in the background. Reason why? Here it is. For the 7th consecutive season, the Colorado Avalanche have secured a playoff berth. Last Tuesday night, they defeated the Nashville Predators 7-4 to ink their spot in the push for the Stanley Cup trophy. Congratulations to the Colorado Avalanche. Tonight's game, in fact, is starting in about another minute to five. I think it's 5 after 6 o'clock my time. They are playing at the Edmonton Oilers. They need a win to stay ahead of Edmonton as well as to creep up on Dallas. I believe they play the Dallas Stars on Sunday. I believe they play them on Sunday. And then that one's at home. That is a must win, but you got to start to push for the playoffs. You have to start it tonight, and you got to keep going. I think there's only 7 games left. I think 4 of the last 7 are at Coors Field at Ball Arena. So the Avalanche, once again tonight, are playing here in about the next 5 minutes live at Edmonton Oilers. A very, very must win for the Colorado Avalanche. But congratulations on the Avalanche making the playoffs for the 7th consecutive season. Now, if the Denver Broncos can learn how to make the playoffs, maybe we can talk about them in playoff fashion as well. Once again, congratulations to the Avalanche for making the playoffs. Now let's go out and win the division again. All right, guys. Everybody, thanks so much for being in the chat. Like I said, for watching all across the different platforms. Graham batting leadoff in the chat. Thank you so much. Radar, Zach, I really do appreciate it. Dingle, thank you so much for being in the chat. And Clayton Huron, you guys are the best. Really do appreciate it. Thanks so much for your support. It means the world to not only myself, but to the network. You guys are the backbone of my show for sure. Really do appreciate it, guys, for taking your time out on a very busy Friday evening, getting really ready, set for your weekend and whatever you may be doing. Thanks once again for each and every one of you for your support, for your viewership, and for being part of this show every Friday, 5, 6, 7, and 8. That's it, guys. That's all I have. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. If you have not, please do so. Please hit the like button on the way out. It costs you nothing, but it does the show and the network a positive note that you enjoy the show. You want others to watch it, and hopefully they enjoy it as well. Thanks again, guys, for being here. Really do appreciate it. You guys are absolutely the best. Until next Friday, enjoy the Colorado Avalanche game tonight, and enjoy the rest of the shows that we have coming up this week, Monday through Friday. Check out each and every one of them. See which one you like. And thanks again for being a supporter of the MHRT Network and Broncos Breakdown on YouTube. Really do appreciate it, guys. Till next Friday, have a wonderful sports weekend. Till then, take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Fast lane when I pass in the street, bag of money in the passenger seat. Pimples been asking for me on the road from the west to the east. Way up, I might never come down, cause the coast racking up the flame out. So high, I might never come down, so what, this is my lifestyle. Wait a minute, work hard for the car, so that's why it's all tinted.